Layla, where are you right now? Everyone is out looking for you right now.
Kinsey, I have realized something very important. I see that we only have one shot at life, right?
Wait, what? Did you think that we had more chances at starting a new life?
Well, if there is only one life that we can live, I should be living my life the way I want to, right?
But where are you right now, Layla?
I'm at the train station,
What train station?
close to where I've been living.
Huh? But that station is like an hour's walk away from your house. And there's only 30 minutes left until the wedding ceremony begins.
I am not getting married.
Hold on, Layla, what are you saying? Today is the day of your wedding, right? And everyone you invited are already here waiting for you to marry the groom. And after telling everyone for the longest time you were going to get married, you're not? What the hell has happened to you?
It turns out that I don't want to get married anymore. And I just want you to know that this isn't some sort of confusion on my part.
You really don't want to get married then? But if you really didn't want to, then you should have told everyone that before your big day, right? Right now, everyone is worried because we don't know where you ran off to.
Well, I plan to move away now.
My head is starting to hurt. Are you kidding me? You're going to move away now?
If I continue to live in the house I've been in, my fiancé will come looking for me, right? And you, Mom, and Dad all know where I was living, so I couldn't hide. And so I've decided I'll move far away and start my life over again and live it the way I want to.
But that's just what you think would happen. Are you actually planning to do all of this today?
I know that you'd all come after me, so that's why I chose today to run while you all are busy. Now, take care of that wedding for me, could you?
What do you want me to do about your wedding? Come back here and take responsibility for your own wedding, Layla. This has nothing to do with me, right?
But you're my older sister, Kinsey.
Even though I'm your big sister, you running away from your wedding is not something I need to be responsible for. You have to come back here and apologize to your fiancé for this, okay?
Now that you bring him up, I never chose to be with him.
But you were the one that chose to ask his hand in marriage, right?
He's the guy that Mom and Dad brought to me to go out with.
You kept saying that you wanted to get married and asked them over and over again to introduce you to a good-looking man. And so Mom and Dad did exactly that for you.
But I thought they'd bring me someone a bit better looking than him. If only there was another man that I could have chosen with a bit better of a face.
Huh? I just have to ask this for my own interest. But you haven't been with any other men this whole time, right?
I don't care about him anymore, so we don't have to keep talking about this.
Hey, Layla?
I'm telling you that my fiancé looks good and all, but he's only a simple office man. And he's working in the same company as Dad, right?
I've heard he works under Dad, but...
So that means that even at his best, he'd be doing the same as Dad. I hate simple people like that. I want to become someone that has a lot of money, you know? And having to be with an office worker making the same as pretty much every other man is not going to happen to me.
So you're being that selfish again, huh? Can you stop trying to think of only yourself when it comes to things involving others? I don't care who you plan to get married to, but making other people have to go through trouble for you is not okay.
But they have you there, so you can do something to ease the pain for everyone, right?
Stop playing around, Layla. I am well aware that you are a pretty selfish woman when it comes to money and things like that. But what you're doing now is taking things way too far. You're already an adult now, okay? And when you chose to get married and chose to have a wedding, you made both those decisions yourself, right? So if you don't want to go through with all this anymore, you need to come back here and clean up the mess.
Well, I don't like having to deal with anything troubling, and all that other crap like people's feelings is just too much for me. I'll leave all that to you.
I am not going to clean up your mess. I may be your older sister, but I am not some kind of assistant to you.
But having you as my older sister go in front of everyone and say you're sorry for my actions should work out, right?
But why do I have to be the one saying sorry for your selfish actions?
Because that's what big sisters are for, right? You want to take care of your cute little sister, so you'll do anything to make sure they stay happy.
But when you cancel on a wedding with your fiancé, that's like something out of an old drama or something. Do you not see just how many problems this is going to cause for everyone here?
There will not be that many problems, Kinsey. You just have everyone start eating and drinking, and then you can all get drunk and have a laugh over this.
But you just went and left the wedding without saying a word to anyone, so you're going to have to pay for the wedding being canceled. And your fiancé is also going to want you to pay him a settlement for the trouble you've caused. And you're going to have to apologize to all the guests that came here today taking time out of their busy lives. And finally, you're going to have to tell his parents why you chose to not marry him in the end.
All right then. Why don't you take my place in the wedding?
Huh? What is wrong with you?
You and I are about the same height, although my breasts are a bit bigger. But you can fit into my dress and pull it off, I think. And you're single right now with no boyfriend or anything holding you down. This will be perfect for you. So instead of me, you can get married today.
Come back to reality right now. I am not going to be taking your place as the bride today. I don't want to get married yet, and I will not be taking over your wedding to do so.
The train's here. So I'm going to leave now. I plan to become happy again, so you go ahead and make yourself happy as well. Bye-bye.
Hold it right there, Layla. Don't even try blocking me. Layla? Mom, where are you? Dad even told me that he hasn't seen you anywhere yet.
Hi, Kinsey. Thank you.
Huh? What?
Your dad and I are leaving right now. Layla didn't end up coming to her own wedding, and so there was no reason for us to stay there, right? And so that's why we left already.
Hold on, Mom! You just left me all alone here by myself? What am I going to do now?
I'd like you to tell all the guests about how our daughter will no longer be coming to that wedding and the reason why. And whatever happens after that, I'd also like you to deal with.
You're leaving this all to me?
As well as the talks about the cost of the wedding. You can already tell that his family is getting upset, right? Try your best and get them to not think about getting a settlement from Layla, okay?
They have a right to be mad at her, though. She literally canceled on the wedding and ran away.
And I want you to be the one apologizing for that. You're good with all that stuff, right? I think you'll be able to handle everything that has to do with the money side of things as well. This has nothing to do with me or your dad, after all.
What do you mean it has nothing to do with you two? Layla is your daughter, right? And what do you mean I'm good at this stuff? I don't ever remember being really good at apologizing for other people's mistakes.
I'm saying that you've always been good at controlling other people's emotions.
Are you talking about how in the past I'd always be there to talk Layla out of getting punished and things like that?
And that made you a great big sister.
Come on, Mom. The only reason she was ever able to get away with things is because you and Dad would always spoil her. And whenever there were any problems, you'd have me come in and handle it.
Don't try and make it sound like we pushed things off on you.
But it's the truth. Whenever I was with Layla and she'd throw a ball and break the window, you'd blame me for it. And when we'd be at a friend's house and she'd damage some of their things, I'd be blamed for it. You guys always made me have to be the one to deal with all her mistakes.
And that's because you're the big sister. It's your job to take care of your little sister, right?
But you guys are making me take her place when she needs to learn herself that what she's done is wrong. But now that you've been doing that all her life, she's never learned that her actions have consequences that can hurt other people. And that's why this whole situation with her wedding has happened. She's an adult, for crying out loud.
And I can see that this time she took things a bit too far. And so, after this, we plan to punish her if she ever comes back to our house.
For the time being, can you guys come back here to help me with her fiancé's parents? If we don't apologize to them and handle this, they'll be very upset.
It should be more than enough to have you there apologizing for all of this.
Are you kidding me?
And that's why I've been asking you to take care of everything for us and that I was thankful. When you have the whole mess cleaned up, you let me and your father know.
So in other words, not only is Layla not taking responsibility for this, but neither are you and Dad?
Well, it's not our fault that Layla decided to cancel out of nowhere on her own wedding like that.
But she's your kid, and you have to take responsibility for that.
Well, she's an adult now and has a life of her own. And she moved out of our house a while back. So there's no reason for us to be responsible for her anymore.
Why are you all so irresponsible?
If you want to keep passing the responsibility around like that, maybe it's time you take it. I think that your father and I don't have to take any responsibility for what's happened today. But you do feel like someone has to be responsible, right? Well then, go ahead and take it so that this can all be dealt with.
There's no reason for me to be taking it either, though.
Well, you're the only one there from the immediate family, right? So it's all on your shoulders now. So make sure you clean it all up with nothing remaining, okay? And do not bring a single speck of trouble home with you.
You're lying, right? Mom, come on! Do not leave me here all by myself in the middle of Layla's problem!
I stopped blocking you, Kenzie. It's been so long now. How are you doing?
Layla? After leaving your wedding without telling anyone and then blocking me when you finally did respond after telling me that you were going to run away? What do you want from me?
Really? You're still upset over all of that? A woman that can't let go of the past is scary.
If you don't have anything for me, can we be done here? I'm working right now anyway.
You're still living with Mom and Dad, right?
Ever since I got out of college, I've been living there. What about it?
I knew it. Let me guess, you're also still single. If you keep living with them, you're going to stay single forever.
So did you unblock me just to tell me something like that?
Actually, I'm thinking of coming back home.
What? You're coming home now? What are you talking about?
I had a lot of things going on for the past 3 years, Kenzie. But I think that I'm done with all of them and plan to come back and live with Mom and Dad.
Wait! I have a lot of things I'd like to say as well then. Are you actually saying you want to come back here? It's because of you that I had to deal with a lot of bullcrap.
If you're talking about that wedding, that's in the past now.
Well, after realizing that you had canceled on the wedding, both Mom and Dad left back to the house as well. And they left me there to clean up your mess.
And?
I had to apologize to every single person there, and that day has gone down as the worst in my life. I had to literally go up to the parents of your fiancé and ask them to forgive you and our family over and over again with all my will.
Great job, Kenzie. Thank you so much for being there for me.
Before I get any thanks from you, I'd like an apology.
I understand that you had all of that happen to you, but I have a new fiancé and I want to come back home to get married.
Don't you dare forget about what happened to me. And you have another fiancé now? You're not on your own right now?
Nope. And he told me that it'd be okay if I lived with Mom and Dad, so I thought I'd be nice and give him the chance to live with Mom, Dad, and myself at their house. And so I'd like you to get out of there.
What?
If you're still living there, you're getting in the way, right? And I plan to make your current room into the room him and I can start making love in. So the parasite still living in their parents' house needs to get out.
Well, that house isn't there anymore, though.
Huh? Yeah, there's no way that could be possible.
It's because of you that it went bye-bye.
Because of me? What are you going on about?
We had to sell it 3 years ago. Look, you canceled last minute on your own wedding, right? We had to pay for all the wedding and for the settlement your then fiancé had asked for, and we didn't have the money for that. And so Mom and Dad sold the house and used that money to pay them.
Hold on a second. I left you to handle everything for me, didn't I?
Well, those people didn't just want me to apologize to them. They also asked that I pay for all of the wedding and for the settlement. And because it was your wedding that you dipped out on last second, your fiancé's parents were so upset with me that they would not let me leave without promising to give them the money they asked for. They were at the point that I feared for my life, that someone might kill me.
Well, maybe you should have been a bit more kind to them.
Realize that they aren't only pissed at me for what happened, and they are also pissed at Mom and Dad.
What do you mean?
You pushed all your responsibilities on me and ran, and then Mom and Dad left the wedding with no such thing as a single apology to his family. And when his parents learned that I was the only one trying to save our family, they lost all faith in our parents and you. But luckily, in the end of things, they saw that since I stayed and took the responsibility that was not mine, they forgave me. They told me that I didn't have to be the one to pay them for the money they asked for.
So you're saying that Mom and Dad took care of all of it?
Well, it should have been you paying, but since you were a little dog about it, Mom and Dad had to. And ever since that day, I have not felt any remorse for Mom and Dad and feel no need to care for them. And I left their home as soon as I could.
Then you lied to me and you're not actually with them anymore.
Well, back when I was going to college, I was able to save a little bit of money by living with Mom and Dad. And then even after that, I continued to stay with them to save up a lot of my own money.
What?
And I had planned to give them some money back for helping pay my tuition. But I also had a scholarship that helped pay for most of my schooling, and so I was able to pay them back through chores around the house since it wasn't that much. However, when you had canceled on your wedding, I made sure to pay them whatever remained with that money I'd saved up and got right out of their house.
Then where are you living at now?
In a penthouse, but that's all I'm saying.
A penthouse? Why the heck are you able to live in a penthouse right now?
Because I'm a married woman, and my husband is a business owner. And so I moved into the penthouse that he had been living in alone while he was single.
Wait, you're lying, right? Why are you able to have such an amazing life now with a husband who has all that money?
Well, anyway, that's the reason there's no more home left for you to go back to. And so you can't come back. When I was leaving the house, Mom told me that I was disowned for leaving them to take care of their mess. And since then, I haven't gotten a single message from either Mom or Dad. So I have no clue where they are or what they're doing at this moment.
Then where should I go now? I'm going to be having a baby soon.
You're going to give birth? Are you actually pregnant right now, Layla?
Yeah, I did become pregnant, and since I'll be needing money and support, I thought I'd go back to Mom and Dad's house to live. And I thought that Mom and Dad would be happy to have me back and all.
Well, this has nothing to do with me then. If you happen to have their numbers still, why not try giving them a call? However, I don't think they're going to help you paint a happy life for yourself.
Hey, Kenzie. Since when have you become married? And when did your husband turn out to be a business owner, allowing you to live in a penthouse?
You disowned me, so I thought that meant we had cut ties, right? Why are you trying to talk to me now? Did you actually want to know that I was getting married back then?
I want to talk about how your husband has money right now. What penthouse are you guys living in? If you happen to have another room in that penthouse, then your dad and I are going to be living there shortly. Do you have kids yet? If you do, then you can leave them in my care while you go out.
If you're looking for a grandbaby, it would be in Layla's belly. So go help care for hers, okay? She is your favorite daughter, after all.
That girl is trying to get us to give her money right now. And when she told us about getting married, she also said her fiancé is jobless. If she doesn't have the money, she should get a job or something. Do something with her life, right? I don't want her coming to us for money right now.
Well, she did say she wanted to become wealthy, didn't she? Guess she never could make it that high. Well, I guess I knew that with the way she acted, nobody with money would be looking to marry her.
Compared to a parasitic daughter asking for money, we'd rather have the daughter that's doing well with her wealthy husband. You know that ever since we had to sell the house, things have been tough for us, right? You also know about how the man that Layla was supposed to marry worked under your dad, right? Because of that, work became difficult for your dad, and right now he's no longer working there. I can't deal with living in this cheap and raggedy apartment anymore, you know? I'd love to see what it's like to live in a penthouse.
Well, I plan to stay as far away as I can from you guys. And so I'd like you guys to no longer talk to me after this.
What are you saying, Kenzie? You want to live with your mom and dad, right? Right. You were home with us that whole time after you graduated, right?
That was because we promised to do that so that I could pay you back for paying my tuition. And I've paid you back for all of it, right?
But ever since you've left us, you've been so cold.
But that might have to do with you and Dad leaving me at Layla's wedding to clean up all the mess for you three.
But when our life began to go downhill, nobody came to help us.
Well, you both and Layla used me so often to take care of all your guys' troubles that when the day came you actually needed help, I was all used up. I am not your scapegoat, okay? I had had enough of your problems and made sure that the next time you needed me, you took the time to deal with your own problems.
I feel so sorry for spoiling Layla so much instead of spoiling you as well. And so I want to apologize to you for all of that. So, please tell us your address. I want to see your husband as well. And since he has his own company and all, he should be able to support your dad and I as well, right? Right, Kinsey? Kinsey, tell us your address. I am not allowed to go back to Mom and Dad, so I'll be coming to live with you.
Nope.
But your little sister is in trouble again.
Why not try living on your own then? Perhaps even go and care for Mom and Dad now that they're in trouble as well. I am a wife to a loving husband and family now. I have no need to be around you guys.
But you told me that Mom had taken care of paying for the wedding and settlement, right? If I'd known you were telling the truth, then I would have never bothered calling them again.
Well, they had to pay for something you should have managed. I'm guessing they want you to pay them back now for all of that, right?
I don't have that kind of money on me. And I have a baby that I need to give birth to. Aren't they being rude? And when I told them about you, they just hung up on me.
Well, just a bit ago, I was talking with Mom.
Those two are the worst parents. If they need me to care for them in the future, I will definitely not. They never bother to help me when I need them most, so this is what they'll get. That's why I'll come to live with you now.
Well, when you were in trouble, you took all that trouble and pushed it onto me. And then you just disappeared forever, leaving me with all the people that were really hurt by you to try and say I was sorry to them. Because of that, I am no longer your sister.
Stop that! Hold on a sec. Don't tell me you're not my sister. If I don't have you anymore, who am I going to go to with my needs?
You have that fiancé of yours and a kid on the way. You can ask them to help you. You have to be ready for when your baby arrives, right?
Help me, Kinsey. Your cute little sister is in trouble right now. I have always thanked you for helping me out.
I'm sorry, but I have never liked having to deal with your responsibilities that you pushed onto me. And even though you're an adult now, you still haven't learned that there are consequences for your actions and that you must deal with them instead of having me do it for you.
Wait, Kinsey, I'm asking you, please.
I think it's my turn to block you. According to what friends and distant family have told me, Layla has been battling Mom and Dad about the money she owes them after they covered for her. They all don't have any money right now, and it seems none of them would like to get a job. They made a truce to all live together and work with whatever money they had to survive, and it seems that the whole conversation about having Layla pay them back has vanished. And recently, it seems the three of them have been going around asking family and friends to lend them some money. But because everyone has heard the stories of what happened, they haven't received a thing.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.
You have got some serious nerve, do you know that? Honestly, just where do you get off? I want you to tell me exactly why I'm not allowed back at my own parents' house. And just when did you move in there and start living with them, huh? I don't remember that ever being a thing. Fiona, what is this all about? I'm afraid I really don't understand. I am talking about my parents' house. That house is my house, do you understand? How dare you just barge in there as if you own the place? I mean, you even had the gall to take over my own bedroom. And now I can't even go back there to live with them. I want you out of that house right away. Do you understand me? Sorry, so you're wanting to move back in with your parents right now. Is that what's going on? But I thought that you had moved to New York last spring, right? You said at the last family dinner about how you had found some really great job and they were going to put you up out there, right? I know what I said, thank you very much, but I quit that job and I am never ever going back. I just want to live with my parents in my hometown and that's that, okay? You quit your job, but you really just started it, didn't you? I know that I just started it, but I didn't like it one bit and I hate New York City. Why do you think I'm coming back and wanting to move back in the first place? But imagine my shock when I find out that you and my brother have moved in with my parents since I moved out. I don't ever remember telling you that you were allowed to live there or use my room, Cassandra. I want to move back in there because what's the point of paying rent on some place when you can just live with your parents and not have to worry about anything? Oh, Fiona, I'm really sorry. I thought that Cameron would have told you that we were moving in already. But yeah, we all agreed to do this after you moved out for your job in the big city. Well, now I'm moving back, so you and Cameron can go ahead and pack up all your things because you both are moving out. So leave and give me back my room already. Fiona, please, you can't be serious about that. I mean, we did so much in preparation for this, you can't just announce that you're moving back and expect everyone to accommodate for you. Do you know how troublesome it's going to be for us to do what you want? You think you're going to be inconvenienced by this? What about me? I quit my job. I'm unemployed. Don't you get it? I have no job and no house at all. If you don't want to move out, then the least that you can do is pay my rent in my new place. You really think we're just going to pay for a whole apartment that we aren't living in? Well, if you don't like it, then you know what you have to do.
Cass, are you there? I really am sorry to bug you like this while you're at work, but I had something that I needed to talk to you about. You didn't, by chance, happen to get some messages from Fiona, did you?
Oh yes, we were actually just talking to each other not that long ago, if you must know. She told me that she was going to be moving back in and that she wanted us out of the house. She said that if we didn't want to do that, then we could just pay her rent for her where she's at now.
I can't believe that she would do something like this. She's being so ridiculous. Ugh, Cass, I am so sorry that you're having to deal with this. My sister has never really been good at not getting her way.
I'll say, I was pretty surprised when she started sending me those messages. She can't honestly expect us to just pack up and leave at the drop of a hat like this, right? I thought that she was just so excited to start her job in New York. I have no idea what happened or what made her want to come back.
I know, it really is all so sudden. I actually just heard about it from Fiona right now, and even I'm floored. I didn't even see this coming at all.
I remember when she told everyone about the job, she was so excited that she said she was never ever going to come back home. She said she was going to be a city girl from then on out. That's why your parents came to us in the first place. They thought this would be a chance for them to spend more time with their eldest son. But I had no idea that we would only have such a short time to live in the house before being asked by Fiona to leave.
I know what you mean. Something must have happened that really disillusioned her with whatever it was that pushed her to New York in the first place. I really did think that this was something that she wanted to do, though, so I wonder what must have happened.
Do you have any idea what it could have been at all? She was excited to leave, but now she seems so desperate to come back.
Well, the thing about Fiona is that around these parts, she's really smart and beautiful, right? She was actually always talking, ever since she was little, about wanting to go to the big city and make it big. But I guess that maybe she was just intimidated by how many kinds of different people there are in a place like that. Maybe she realized that her smarts and looks wouldn't take her as far there as they had here, and she got a bit intimidated. Or maybe there was something about the job that just made her really want to quit and come home.
You really think that's what it could have been? That she just got her ego bruised a little?
I really have no idea what it is with her, but I guess now that she's made up her mind, do you think you could move out of the house, maybe?
Wait, what? Cameron, please tell me you're joking, right? Of course I'm not just going to move out of the house. That's ridiculous. I literally got a new job just so you and I could move out here together, remember?
I know, but it's just, well, it's kind of out of our hands now, really. I tried telling Fiona that this was our home now, but she just wasn't listening at all. So I think you just don't really have a choice anymore.
So you're really telling me that I need to move out of the house to make room for your sister? Your parents begged for you and I to come and live with them, and now you're saying you want to end it? I get that Fiona's feeling down, but this is all just so rude. It isn't fair at all.
Come on now, Cass. Don't be such a baby about this. It's not like anyone is forcing you to do anything. I just asked if you could move out is all.
And that's still super rude of you. I mean, how could you even ask me that?
I know, but neither of us know that Fiona was gonna come back, right? We thought that she was going to be in New York forever, but now she's not. Besides, just think of how lonely my dad is without his daughter around.
Don't you start with me, Cameron. I was against moving in with your parents this whole time, but you insisted that we do it over and over again. Even your dad told you to drop it since he could tell that I didn't want to do it. You even agreed to do all of the housekeeping if I did agree to move in with your parents. But instead, I've been doing most of it all the time.
Okay, I get it. Jeez. I was just asking because I thought you might say yes if it was from me, but I'm sorry for even mentioning it. I really didn't think that you would freak out on me like this is all.
What do you mean? Why are you trying to act as if I'm in the wrong for not wanting to move out?
Because this is my little sister coming back to live with the family. But I guess I'll just have to tell her that you're refusing to move out and that she'll just have to have good luck finding a place to live. But I'm sure that will fix this whole situation, don't you think?
Cameron, why are you doing this? You're really making me feel bad about just not wanting to move away for this. When are you going to do as I say and finally move out, huh? Do you have any idea just how much trouble you've been putting me through? Everything that's going wrong with my life is all your fault. My fault? Are you kidding me? Just how do you figure that, huh? It's not just me that you're causing trouble for, though. I mean, do you think that my mom and dad would really prefer to live with some woman they hardly know versus their own daughter? And you need to read the room and recognize that you are not wanted here at all. So hurry up, get the picture, and move out already. Read the room? You have seriously got to be kidding me. That is rich coming from you. But I guess you might be right about one thing. Everyone has been acting very cold towards me these days. You mean you only noticed them acting that way towards you now? It took you long enough, I'll say. That's right. Everyone here must just be so worried about you. I hear all about how they are making every effort to go and visit you. They're even cooking and cleaning for you, isn't that right? And just what is wrong with that, huh? My parents have always enjoyed spoiling me when they can, and this is no different. I don't see anything wrong with them wanting to take care of their daughter while she's so distressed after coming home from New York. So far be it from me to tell them to not take care of me if that's what they want to do. And when they do get back from your apartment, they all treat me like I'm to blame for them having to go back and forth from the house. I've been told that I'm just being cruel for making you live like that when all I want to do is not have to move again. Well, if people are telling you that, then I guess you had better listen to them then, huh? Can't you see that everyone wants you out of here already? You would make everything easier for everyone if you were gone. And even your own brother is starting to go back on his word even more and making me do more and more of the housework. And even though he's cooking for me as well, I've been getting more and more instant noodles, and that's it. You know, your dad won't even look me in the eye anymore. Cameron said that none of this is going to stop until I've moved out. I don't have any other friends in this family at all. Everyone is blaming me for this. Well, maybe that's because it's all your fault, Cassandra. If you would just move out of the house, then all of this would come to an end for you. I mean, are you really so lazy that having to do your own housework and cooking is all that upsetting for you? You don't contribute anything at all while you leech off of my family, and you think you have a right to complain? I have no idea how you were raised, but you really need to get a grip on reality if you think this is okay. Hold on a second. You think that I'm being a leech on your family? Well, of course you are. You refuse to move out or do any chores or cooking or anything like that. Meanwhile, you eat the food in our house, sleep in a bed under their roof. What else do you call that but a leech? And everyone knows it too, because you're sucking off of everyone. When are you going to wake up and realize that nobody wants you? You have no idea what you're talking about at all. I have no idea why everyone is being so cruel to me. I am sick and tired of your complaints. Just shut up and leave already. I mean, why haven't you moved out? Oh, don't you worry. I'm going back to my parents' house right now. I can't deal with this anymore. Well, good riddance, I say. It's about time you left my family alone. And now that you're finally gone, I get to go back to my life with my family. But I'll never get back the time that you stole from me. At least I'll be able to rest and relax without having to worry about you ever coming back. I just hope that you've taken all your stuff with you. Oh, don't you worry about that. In fact, if I were you, I would start cleaning up your apartment to make room for your family. Just what is that supposed to mean? Why in the world would I need to get my apartment ready for my family? I'm going to live with them, remember? Except that I'm actually in the process of selling your house right now. So I'm afraid that your family won't have anywhere else to live. You all better start looking for a new place. Oh wait, what? Seriously, what are you even talking about? What do you mean you sold my family's house? That doesn't make any sense. There is no way that you could have done something like that. I mean, I know you're upset that you're getting thrown out, but there's no need to make up a lie like this. I'm not lying about anything, Fiona. It was my name on the house's deed, you see. That still doesn't make any sense at all. Why would your name be on my family house's deed? You really don't pay attention to anything that goes on with your family that doesn't concern you, do you? I took over the deed to the house from the moment Cameron and I moved in with them. In fact, it was your family that forced me to do that, if you really want to know. But why would they do that? Why would they want your name on that? It all goes back to when we moved in, you see. Cameron had been begging me to go along with it and even offered to do all of the housework if I agreed. He told me that I wouldn't have to do any more work if we did this, and I trust him. But then he started to scratch away at his promise bit by bit. What do you mean by that? What did he do? Well, first everyone was so grateful that I had finally agreed, but then Cameron said that we would need to buy a new washing machine to fit all of our clothes in. Then he said that we would need to get a brand new fridge to fit enough food for us all, and bit by bit we started buying all new things for the house. In the end, we must have spent over $100,000 upgrading the house. Hold on a second, you've spent over $100,000 on the house? That's right. I told him that I wanted his parents to pay me back for some of that money, but he suggested I just put my name on the deed on the house and call it even. I told him that that was taking it too far and that surely we could think of something else. But he just kept insisting about it until you finally agreed to just take the house. I really didn't think that he was going to go along with it, but I guess he really didn't want to have him or his parents pay me back that much money. He pretended to be so sad about losing the house, but I could tell that he just thought he was getting a great deal. I don't believe it. Why would he do something so stupid? I didn't even sign off on it in the end, but they had basically done all the paperwork needed, and one day when I got home from work, Cameron said that all I needed to do was sign. I was sick of arguing with him over it, so I just agreed to it then and there. He told me that now we were even for all the appliances. Except they made me continue to pay for all of the utilities. I've even been the one buying groceries for everyone. I don't believe it. I don't know what to say. I had no idea that you were already paying for so much for everyone this whole time. Not only that, but then Cameron started to make me do more and more of the housework. So I had to pay more and do more around the house, all while I was still going to work. I was already starting to get to the end of my wits when all of a sudden this happened and your family started treating me even worse. But when I realized that no one was going to stand up for me anymore, I knew what I had to do. And by that, you mean you signed the house back over to my parents, right? Oh no, nothing like that at all.
Hey, Cass, just what the heck is going on here, huh? I just heard from Fiona that you told her that you were selling our house? What's the matter with you? If you really wanted to move out permanently, you should have just given us the house back. You don't have to sell it.
Yeah, I thought about doing that for a little bit. Then I chose to sell the house anyway. After all, I felt like I was pretty justified in doing it.
And what is that supposed to mean?
It means that you all pushed me to the point where I had no qualms about selling the house without even telling any of you. So enjoy finding a new place to live.
You can't just do this to us. It isn't fair. What's the matter with you?
Do you have any idea the kinds of things that you've been putting me through? You begged me to move in with your parents when you knew I didn't want to do it, and then you treated me like I was in the way for not wanting to move out. I can't stand the thought of spending another day in the house with all of you.
Cass, please, just hold on. We can talk about this, can't we? You have to know that I'm so sorry for everything up till now. I really didn't know that you felt like this. I'm sorry for forcing you to move in with my family, but you don't have to do this.
It's too late. I've already made up my mind, and I am going to be selling the house. I don't care what you say to me or how many times you apologize.
Is this about money? We can pay you back for all the things that you bought, I swear. You just can't do it all at once is the thing.
I don't want to hear it from you, and that still won't make me any less upset with you. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have better things to do than talk in circles with you. I can't believe you really threw my whole family out of their house. They're all cramped inside my tiny apartment now, and it's all your fault. Aw, did you finally have your little family reunion? I'm so happy for you all. The least you could have done is pay for all of their moving fees. Do you have any idea how expensive it was for them? I have already given them more than enough of my money. I certainly don't intend on giving them any more. Please, you have to do something to get them out of here. I can't stand being in such tight quarters with them. I'm going to go crazy. Yeah, that really doesn't sound like my problem at all. I guess you'll all just have to start working and save up until you can afford a better place. But this isn't fair. I quit my job because I hated working and just wanted to live with my family and have them take care of me. It wasn't supposed to be this way. Not long after that, Cameron and I finalized our divorce. About a week after my last talk with Fiona, Cameron's entire family showed up on my doorstep and begged for my forgiveness. I told them that I wasn't going to talk about anything with them until the divorce papers were signed. After Cameron did, I said that I would need a few days to think about what to do. I was only a month lease at that place, and I used those couple days to pack up my bags and move to my real new house in the next city over. I managed to get myself as far away from Cameron and his family as I could before they realized what I was doing. I changed my number and did everything I could to make sure they could never find me again.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.